I never thought of it. Like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Did you
like,
see it coming?
I knew. Like, I had conversations with Jay. I knew it was coming.
But Jay was like, I'm done.
It ain't working. It wasn't working.
Damn.
It wasn't working. They wasn't working. It was things that was being done from our conversation. This wasn't working out.
They don't tell you this part of the Roc-A-Fella breakup. Everybody argues Jay-Z versus Dame Dash. Money, ego, power. But Beanie Sigel just said something that flips the whole entire story on his head. Because according to Beanie Sigel, this wasn't about choosing sides. It wasn't about contracts. It wasn't even about titles. He said he knew the split was coming because Jay-Z was already done behind the scenes. Real conversations, private talks, no cameras, no headlines. Just Jay-Z saying it wasn't going to work for him anymore. And that's where things get interesting. Because while the whole world thought this was loud and messy, Beanie saw something quieter. Internal tension. Different cities pulling in different directions. He says it was Brooklyn versus Harlem, while Philly was on the outside looking in. And Beanie choosing not to ride with either side at all. This isn't just internet talk. This is somebody who put his career on pause to help build the label. And what almost happened next will shock you even more. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
Let me ask you a question, man. So, when the breakup was happening, was it hard to pick who you was going with? When the breakup was happening with Roc-A-Fella?
No, I wasn't even thinking about who I was gonna go with. I just didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought of it. Like, I knew it was gonna happen.
Did you
like,
see it coming?
I knew. Like, I had conversations with Jay. I knew it was coming.
But Jay was like, I'm done.
It ain't working. It wasn't working.
Damn.
It wasn't working. Wasn't working. It was things that was being done from our conversation. This wasn't working out. It wasn't working. It was
Was Cam being a president one of the big things?
No.
No?
I think that was something that was inside one of the big things.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was...
How was your relationship? You and Cam, everything was cool?
Yeah, but we ain't really get a chance to mesh like I wanted to with Cam because it was too much bullshit.
Okay.
Now, in that situation, I'm a Philly nigga, and I'm looking at to me, in my perspective, a Brooklyn Harlem thing unfold. So I gotta mind my business.
Yeah, it ain't none of your business. You out of town.
Yeah, I gotta mind my business. And that's what I think what was happening with Roc-A-Fella. Like, it was like in my perspective, my POV, I started seeing like a Brooklyn Harlem thing like happening. But that wasn't my business though.
That's deep.
I feel you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just think, like, you know, everything happened for a reason. You know what I mean? And it's like what you did, legendary. In the fucking
I chose
books.
not to go with either one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you ain't go with either one of them?
No, I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with 50.
What? 50 was trying to sign you?
Yeah.
What type of deal 50 tried to give you?
Something crazy.
What was it?
If I can remember, it was something like, I don't know, probably around like 10 million.
Damn,
like
50.
that. Not me per se to myself, but he had everything structured. I was in the feds with his uncle. So we used to, we had a couple visits. We used to sit at the same time, and his uncle would go out and make sure we sitting next to each other. I could talk to 50. Roc-A-Fella dissolved. So 50 was gonna be my a Beanie Sigel album. It wasn't no more company. If I could have got Freeway, and I think he said Chris and Neef, but it was gonna be my single album, Freeway album, State Property G-Unit album, me and 50 album. It was like 5 albums, but the deal was structured probably like 10 million.
This is one of those hip-hop stories where nobody's really wrong and everybody loses something. When I listen to Beanie Sigel talk about the Roc-A-Fella breakup, what stands out to me isn't drama. It's maturity. He never sounds bitter. He never sounds emotional. He sounds like somebody who understands how business and relationships actually fall apart in real life. People love to turn Jay-Z versus Dame Dash into a superhero movie. One villain, one hero. But that's not how real companies collapse. Real empires break down quietly, through conversations, through frustration, through moments where things just stop working altogether. That's exactly what Beanie described here. What really stood out to me was him saying he didn't want to choose sides. That tells you everything. When somebody refuses to pick a side, it usually means the situation is deeper than loyalty. It means the structure itself is cracking. And once the foundation starts shifting, no amount of talent or success can hold it together. Jay-Z being mentally done before the public breakup makes a lot of sense too. The vision changes, the pressure increases, the money gets bigger, and the stakes get even heavier. And the same moves that built the company can start holding it back. That doesn't mean anybody failed. It just means they outgrew each other. The Brooklyn-Harlem tension Beanie spoke about was also real. Every city has its own energy, its own leadership style, its own politics. And when you mix that inside a growing business, somebody eventually feels unheard. Somebody feels boxed out. And somebody starts thinking about the next chapter. What I respect most about Beanie is that he stepped back. He didn't jump into a war. He didn't play both sides. He chose peace over chaos. And that's not weakness. That's growth, especially in a business where loyalty is constantly tested. And let's keep it 100. Roc-A-Fella changed and doesn't erase his legacy. It expanded it. Jay-Z went on to build a global brand. Dame Dash stayed independent and vocal. Artists took different paths, and hip-hop learned a lesson about ownership and control that still matters today. And here's the part a lot of people forget. Roc-A-Fella helped to lay the foundation for Jay-Z eventually becoming hip-hop's first billionaire. And that doesn't happen by accident. That comes from lessons learned. Some of them painful, and some of them public, some of them personal. So when people ask about who won the breakup, I think that's the wrong question. The better question is, what did everybody else learn? Because every artist watching this story saw what happens when business outpaces communication, when leadership styles clash, and when success grows faster than alignment. So let me ask y'all this. Do you think Roc-A-Fella could have survived if communication was handled differently? And do you believe hip-hop breakups hurt the culture or push it forward? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.